Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the IndIGo Rabbit Cafe Card poll. Today is Wednesday, January 8th of 2025. Very excited to be on here with you today as this is our first card pull for 2025. And actually, I haven't seen anybody since the holidays, Christmas and New Year's. And all the ones in between. So I hope everybody enjoyed their time. It's over, right? That's cool. It's always fun, you know, getting with family and stuff, but it's always nice to kind of be like, okay, refocus. So I'm excited for that. I'm feeling inspired today to ask for guidance on our groups today for what is our guidance for 2025? That was the question I asked. And we'll continue to ask. The way I'm lining up the cards today is I've pulled like half of the cards already for groups 1, 2, and 3 because they came from other decks. And then I'm going to use one deck to kind of, you know, continue the reading. And I'm going to use the same deck for each group just to see if there's any similarities that are going to keep popping up. Just a little science experiment, I guess. So how I broke it down, and as always, choose whatever you're feeling most drawn to. If something resonates with you, then take it. And if it doesn't, leave it at the door. This is just a general reading. It's also a timeless reading, right? So even though, you know, I threw out there that it's the beginning of January, maybe you're meant to hear this in June. I don't know. So we'll just leave that out there. And how I did it today is I've picked cards for each group, and then I flip one over, which I'm going to share with you. And then if you're still undecided, or if you want more confirmation, I'm going to do the Zodiac, and maybe you're drawn to someone in the Zodiac. Maybe you just dismiss the Zodiac altogether. So we will begin our card read. So first of all, you have to decide which one you want. Like I said, you can pick anyone that you want. Maybe you're feeling drawn to multiples, but for group 1, the first card is, and this is the question we asked, what is the guidance for 2025 for group 1? And the card pulled is the light and the daring, the 5-line skink. And so we have that one. So that's group 1. Group 2 is transcend yourself, the Andalusian horse. So that's for group 2. As I will put the time stamp too in the description so that you can fast forward to your reading. Find your element, the sea turtle. Very cool. And so maybe you already have your decision. Maybe you're drawn to multiples. Now I will do, I will pull 4 Zodiacs for each group if you wanted to pick based off your Zodiac. So for group 1, we have Capricorn, Leo, Gemini, and Aquarius. For group 2, I need one more. We have Virgo, Pisces, Sagittarius. These are so tiny. Taurus. Ta-da-da. And for group 3, we have Cancer, Aries, Scorpio, and Libra. So maybe that helped you. I'll repeat again if you need me to. Group 1, Capricorn, Leo, Gemini, and Aquarius. Group 2, it's group 1, right? I hope so. Group 2, I said Virgo, Pisces, Taurus, and Sagittarius. And for group 3, we have Cancer, Aries, Scorpio, or Libra. So we will begin with group 1's reading. Just put these off to the side here. All right, group 1. So here is your reading. Your top card was the delight and the daring, the 5-line skink. Put that there. Okay. Lessons in Blood, the Almudine Garnet. This is, what is your guidance for 2025? Then we have Percy's Destiny. Then we have Luck is on Your Side, New Moon in Sagittarius. And Fire, Passion, Desire, Energy. Harness your energy to make big things happen. There's a lot of strength. I feel this is a very strong reading. It feels like that's what's coming through for me right away, that this is strength. I keep hearing strength. The Delight and the Daring, your number one card, which might have been at the time, maybe if you looked at it, a little maybe intimidating or scary, right? Like it almost looks like it could be like a negative card. But I don't see it that way. So if you were like drawn to it, but you're like, but you picked it anyway, good for you. And that just kind of says that you have some courage in that too. So there's your confirmation. The 5-line Skink, I actually have the book over here because when I flipped them over, I went and I said, I got to go read this because it does look a little intimidating. So I'll read to you the definition, and you know, maybe I'll do it for each top card, and then we'll go right into the reading, because the book has a really great like description about it, and I think it goes in line with the first 4 cards that I pulled. We're going to pull additional here in a minute, but so for group 1, the 5-line Skink. 5-line Skink is an adrenaline junkie, the evil Knievel of the lizard world. This speed demon flashes his bright blue tail, baiting hawks and snakes. Catch me if you can. Skink trails diving into a crevice. Skink knows he's super fast, but that's not what he baits the big boys. His superpower is beyond speed. Skink can lose his tail and live, so he flicks it around like a bright blue flag and then scurries for the shadows, cackling as he goes. Skink reminds you to delight in the daring, that to really live, you have to be willing to risk your tail. I love that. Because, you know, over here, you know, we pulled the Fire card for this group. And it was about passion and desire, right? Is there a risk that's in your life for 2025 that you're on the fence about taking, you know? You know, because I can't help but see this Destiny card that's been pulled, you know, and it looks as though this person is kind of like looking up, like looking for guidance, and it's there, right? I really feel like it's there. There needs to be some sort of connection, whether you do that in meditation, or however you do it. Some people, you know, I clear my head and I go for a walk, and then, you know, you got clear information that kind of comes through. I love the garnet here, and that is about boosting some of this energy too. And I see the cycles, and I can't help but think like that's really kind of directing us towards, you know, usually when I pull this card, I'm jumping, but usually when I pull this card, I think of family. This time I'm really thinking of the cycle of the year, and that this is kind of going to be like the journey for you. To take those risks, right? Maybe you're trying to grow a business. Maybe you're trying to do, you know, something health-wise, you know, for your body or whatnot. But really kind of, I'm seeing like that, take that risk, go for it. If there's something that's been kind of coming in for you that you're like, you know what, that old way wasn't really working for me. I'm kind of thinking outside the box, and you're kind of like, you know, hesitant to take that leap. I really feel like you're being guided to try something new, try something different. And if your intuition is telling you, go for it, go for it. Luck is on your side. So we are going to pull some more cards for you for what is your guidance. Look at this. Harness your energy. Big things happen. The card number is 30, right? And 3, if we were to look at 3, as a numerology number, right? I'm really getting, it's that, like, that triangle, that trifecta, that the mind, body, and spirit, right? Like, you're all in. Okay, so let's pull 4 more cards. What is the guidance here for group 1 for 2025? I love the color red. I love the fire with the passion. What is the guidance for 2025? This could be confirmation if you're Sagittarius and you decided to go group 1 Sagittarius in here. Maybe you know someone that's Sagittarius that this is kind of confirming. What is the guidance for group 1 for 2025? What is the guidance for group 1 for 2025? What is the guidance for group 1 for 2025? What is the guidance for 2025 for group 1? Wow. So I do see, so your cards were stillness, and you got a monk sitting outside a Zen monastery. It looks like he's sitting in stillness, right? And he's meditating. You got the bobo tree in Africa, which is stability. And these are ancient trees, been around forever, right? You got tribes, people sitting out in front of it. You have the feet of Lao Tzu from China, one of my favorite. He wrote the I Ching. Deliberation with the geese that are kind of flying, taking flight. And then you have ancient Egypt leadership, right? So I love, I see the stillness, and I think of that meditation, right? If you've been looking for guidance, you really got to find that stillness, right? What is the risk, that we talked about that you could potentially take that could improve your life? And I love the bobo tree, and they're kind of sitting around in the card of stability, right? Maybe you've been questioning, if I take this risk, will it be chaotic, or will I still be able to, maybe enjoy that lifestyle, right? And I really see this as stability. Like, sometimes I think that we think we have solid stability, and it's not, that, and we're almost afraid to move on. We're almost afraid to try new things because we're accustomed, or we're used to. This is the devil, we know, right? I know what the results I'm going to get for this. Whether you're content with it or not, most of us aren't. We want something more. It's just hard to kind of get out of our own way. I'm really feeling like, this risk comes with, that the encouragement that everything that you need, you're always going to have, to trust in that. To the deliberation, right? This really, like, that thought, should I do this? Should I not do that? Should I take this risk? Should I not take this risk? And the pyramids, I love that. And there's the 3, the triangle that I kind of talked about, with the 3, the trifecta, that kind of steps in. And that's really about, and what does this leadership be? It could be the leadership of a group. It could be the leadership of anything, but really, like, what I'm getting, that impression is that leadership of who you are. Like, I am me. Like, I have the ability to kind of create the life that I want, right? And I'm going to step into that role and really just be empowered by the direction that I choose to take. And I really feel like this kind of comes with, like, the end result, that, or as you follow your passion too, that you're going to be kind of inspiring other people. Wow, they took that risk, they really went for it, right? And obviously this is a general reading. I only want you to go with what your intuition is, and and the healthy risk. I want to promote the healthy risk. Maybe it's learning something new. Maybe it's trying something new. Obviously, I never want to promote anything that's going to put you in harm's way by any means. And my readings are just for entertainment. So, let me see if there's anything else kind of in here. The Destiny Perseus, and I can kind of see that snake in the shadows here, where he had taken on that and defeated that. Why am I being drawn to that? Really? Right? Because sometimes we have to face our fears, right? And they're really not that scary at all when we the end result, we look back and we're like, oh, that wasn't really that scary at all. And what do you get in the end of it? You get to really discover who you are and really step into that. Very cool. I hope that today's reading resonated with you. If you'd like any more information, I would love to help you with that. With that said, we'll close out the reading for group 1 with the time on the clock of 16:03. And we will step right into group 2. So group 2, transcend yourself. And we have the Andalusian horse. That was for group 2. And if you wanted to go by your zodiac or needed confirmation, Pisces, Sagittarius, Taurus, and Virgo. Okay. And your cards for today are, and the question asked is, what is the guidance for group 2 for 2025? And we got the Ruby, You Only More. We have Draco, Guardianship. Those little dragons have been kind of popping up quite a bit for me. New romantic cycle begins, the new moon in Libra. And the River, journey, flow, surrender, trust your journey and go with the flow. Very cool. There's a lot of balance in this reading that I'm already discovering, right? And I'll point it out to you so that you can kind of see it too. The guidance, what is your guidance for 2025 for group 2? Here, I'll read it from the book though too, so that you can hear their description. And then we'll go on with the reading as well. But you see the white and black horse, and they're balanced out even in their stance, right? And then you have the ruby, and I don't know if you can see, this side is dark, this side is light. And it's like kind of right down the middle. There's some balance. Then you got the Libra, and you see the scales, and they're balanced. So I do believe one of the things, one of the guidance for 2025 for you is about balance. And we'll dig deeper into that. I'll read the Transcend Yourself, right, from the Andalusian horse. Okay, I'm gonna put on my glasses. The Andalusian horse, transcend yourself. While it is well known the horse can carry your body, what's less known is that the horse can transport your soul. In times past, if you wanted to visit your sister in the next village, you called on horse. And when you wanted to visit your great-grandmother in the lands beyond, you'd called on horse. Horse is a companion and guide whose gift is freedom to transcend physical incarnation. Whether your body needs to move through space or your soul needs to glide through time, horse beacons you to your journey. When you're not sure you can make it there alone, call on horse to carry you. Horse says it's time to transcend your current way of being. Very cool. Very cool. So, and when you look at this card too, the Transcend Yourself with the horses, you can see on one side of it, it's like open, right? And it's known. And on the other side, it's almost like it's glass of some sort, but you can't really see through it, right? So it's different. So there's two sides of the different. You also have the 4 elements in each corner. My little squirrel's back. He's so funny. He loves to eat strawberries, not to be like squirrel. Literally, I just squirreled. ADHD at its best. Anywho, okay, so we have the different elements here. Is it different elements? I'm trying to see it because I see water. Yeah, earth, wind, water. Okay. And it looks like a drum too, right? So this looks somewhat like a drum. Maybe that'll come up in our reading. Oh, actually, from group 1, I should do this. I'm supposed to put those back. Yeah. Okay. Sorry about that. So it looks like a drum. So I am curious if the drum or beating the drum, I can think of heartbeat. I guess that comes to mind, the heartbeat, the drum, the rhythm, right? And I guess that would go with flow, the flow of life, kind of beating the drum. You know, maybe you're ready to make certain changes, you know, but it doesn't, you know, it's 2025. I think we all step into 2025 or even a new year for that matter, wanting to make changes, you know. And why do we want to make those changes? Because we want success. We want to move on, right? So we want to, you know, transcend. We want to make something new, right? Let's see. You only more so. See, there it is. So I feel like, you know, to add to it, right? So when you think of a ruby, what I know about a ruby, it can emphasize an energy. So if it's negative energy, and you're being, you know, or a lower vibration, I want to say lower vibration energy, we can actually, like, you know, make that more, right? And if it's a positive energy, and it's a ruby, can actually make that more powerful, right? So it emphasizes the energy that we're working with. It's in a spider web. And when I think of a spider web, I actually think of, you know, first of all, okay, there's a couple of things I think about with a spider web. The first thing is that it's kind of like a bit of a manifestation, right? You think about it, a spider web builds the web and then just kind of sits off to the side and waits for things to kind of collect in it. And then that's how it gets the stuff, you know, food, bugs, stuff like that. It also takes time, right? It also takes time, and there was a process in building this web, right? It really took patience and a routine and some sort of rhythm, you know, to kind of like build the spider web, to kind of set its trap, so to say. So I'm really seeing, like, you know, if there's something this year that you're really wanting to accomplish, that it's instead of you going all in, taking that risk like group 1 took, that maybe it's going to take some time for you to kind of build that, to find your rhythm, to find your balance. And I love the heart here, because I think that we do that with our heart, right? What is it that we want? The guardianship with the dragon sitting on the golden apple. I really get like this protected energy off of that golden apple. What could that golden apple really represent in your life? You know, what are your desires, right? I guess I'm getting that impression. What are your desires? What is it that you want to accomplish? What is what is the word I'm looking for? The golden apple. What is your, help me here. They're kind of like gifts, right? But like it's prized possession. What is it that drives you? And why? Maybe this will come back up when we pull the other cards. But there are 4 apples. The year of the dragon, maybe you started something last year. The year of the dragon is actually ending, and the Chinese New Year's at the end of the month, and it'll be the year of the snake, the wood snake. So maybe there was something that you were working on in 2024, and those are your babies, right? And so you're bringing it kind of into 2025 with you, but you're really being asked to find balance in your life. A new cycle begins, a new romantic cycle begins, right? So if you're looking for love and you chose number 2, you can take that how you want to. But it could also be, maybe you're falling back in love with something that you started last year, and you're really kind of bringing that to life again. The journey, flow, surrender, trust your journey and go with the flow, right? We all got to believe in divine timing and, not rush the process. I'm really learning that for myself in my life and in my world, is really trusting that process and really finding that surrender. What does that look like? I'm always like, what is surrender? What is surrender? I'm trying, A for effort, right? So let's pull some more oracle cards to go with this reading for you. What are some of the numbers I'm seeing? I'm seeing 28. What does 28 break down to, right? 2 plus 8 would be 10. So that would be, the number is, 10s are usually like, finalizing something, finishing something, so that you can start something new, right? The new romantic cycle starts. So maybe something is coming to an end for you, but maybe it brought about prosperity, which is really good. I love the gold. What does gold mean for you? Let's see. And this journey, flow, surrender, trust your journey and go with the flow. Like I'm looking and her cup, she kind of has like a bowl, right? And it's just overflowing, right? Her cup is full. All right. So what is the guidance here for group 2 for 2025? What is the guidance for group 2 for 2025? The first card is power. What is the guidance for group 2? Ooh, that one definitely. Look at this, abundance. See, we mentioned abundance with the apples. That one literally fell out of the deck. What is the guidance for group 2 for 2025? Playfulness. What is the guidance for group 2 for 2025? Trust. I love it. So I'll show you these cards. We got 32, power, dinosaurs in the Jurassic period. Then we have, this is actually the first card in this deck, and it's the Hanging Gardens of Babylon. And it's abundance. So we did see the gold apples, which could be a representation of that. 31, playfulness. And 41, trust, the Polynesian voyagers, the Pacific Ocean. Look at all that light that's just kind of like shining through, right? Okay, so we talked about balance, maybe looking at something from last year that you're kind of pulling in with this year. That could be, if that resonates with you, if you take it. If it doesn't, move forward. So I love this power because I really, am being drawn to the word power, not so much what's in the card, the dinosaurs, but really kind of tapping into that power of yours, because it's there, right? And we can, how are you going to use it? I'm being reminded of duality right now. Duality, right? There's like yin and yang, the good and the bad. It's there. It's represented within the same. And so really using your power to kind of use it for good. Abundance. Who don't want an abundance card? And this is so cool because I'm really being drawn to like the reflection here in this card. And this card makes me feel good, right? When I look at it, it makes me feel good. It makes me feel like it's very magical. The Hanging Gardens of Babylon is one of the 7 wonders, and I think. but the reflection in it. And I almost feel like this is like, you know, and abundance could come in many forms, right? So abundance could mean money, you know. Abundance could also mean, you know, I have abundance of love, you know, because the new love is coming in. But, you know, anywhere in your life, it could be abundance. I have an abundance of this, friends, you know, stuff like that. Take it how you want it. But I really see like the reflection in this, and I'm kind of getting that impression of what you give out there is what you're gonna see, you're gonna get in return. But this card really feels good. There's a lot of light in it, and there's growth, and it's beautiful, right? The sky, it's almost like someone went through and painted it. It's just beautiful. The other card of playfulness, right? I think that we need to be reminded to be playful, right? And really in that, enjoying our journey, right? There's so many things that we could focus on that kind of, you know, brings about stuff in us that can kind of weigh us down, right? That it's important that while we're on this journey, while we're trying to, like, you know, accomplish our goals and become new people and, you know, all this other stuff, that we enjoy just the fun of life. There's so many things, simple, fun things in life. And I really believe too that that's really found in the present moment, you know. So just really kind of, you know, setting those goals, finding that balance. Maybe you're being asked to find balance with, you know, work and play, you know. And you know, I think that that's a good request, right? Because life isn't all about just, you know, I don't know, life just isn't always about not having fun, right? It doesn't always have to be just serious. So to remember to have fun. And, you know, this period in time, you know, during Woodstock, they were very like, and I believe, right, wasn't that Aquarius? It was the year of the Aquarius, right? Which we're in that again, that energy, that Aquarian energy. And so, you know, really kind of go with that, you know, find that. I'm feeling that for you. I'm getting that impression of someone out there that's just kind of like, my life is so boring. You know, all I ever do is work. You know, when I'm out of work, I don't know what to do with myself, so I just lay in front of the TV, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm kind of getting that vibe of someone's just like, their light is just kind of like, this sucks, you know, why are we even here? And I'm really feeling like you're just being reminded, if you hear me, like, find that playfulness, what's going to make you happy and free spirit and joy. You know, maybe you need to plan a vacation or somewhere fun, you know, go to a beach. I don't know. But with the beach said, there is ocean water here with your last card saying trust. And, you know, there's people on a boat, and they're going to, you know, I don't know, back then they probably thought that the world was still flat and they had no idea where they're going, but they were taking that chance and going with the flow, right? And going on an adventure to find new land. And they just, you know, moved ahead, and the waters look a little choppy here, you know, like maybe, you know, there's, you know, fear involved, but there's so much light coming through that, that sometimes that stuff, the choppy stuff, the trying times kind of move us so that we can find that light in our journey. And I love the card trust, or the word trust, I should say, because you are being asked to kind of, you know, go with the flow, find that balance. Don't be so serious all the time. Let's see, is there anything else that wants to come through? We talked about the drum. Did that come back up? I think the rhythm, right? Just the rhythm of life. Let's see. I see the four corners over here in this card. There are the four corners over here, which the four corners is about stability and, what's the word I'm looking for? Good foundation, solid foundation, right? So to work on your foundation, build up. You have a number 2 here, number 1. New moon in Libra. I think the new moon in Libra, because I almost feel like we pulled this, or was it the full moon in Libra was in April? Don't quote me on it. I'm not sure. You'd have to look it up. It might have some significance. But very cool. Please take with you today what resonated and what didn't. Just leave it at the door. I hope that you enjoyed your reading for today. If you'd like additional information, I would love to be your person. So we will close out your reading for today. And the time is 34:41. And we will begin with group 3. Oh, I got to do this again, right? I got to make sure I put those back. All right. All right, group 3. The time is 35:03, and it was Find Your Element, the Sea Turtle. I love sea turtles. And the zodiacs are Scorpio, Cancer, Aries, and Libra. Very cool. And there is going to be an extra card in this reading. When I was pulling them, I really felt drawn to pull 2 from this top deck. So let's see what those cards are now. Feel in order to know. Suglite, Suglite, if I said that right. Tongue twister. The Only Thing, Clear Quartz. There's another dragon snake. And so those were the 2 cards that I felt more drawn to pull. So this one will have 5 for these ones. Capricorn, Gratitude. So if you were a Capricorn, you chose pile 3, but you weren't part of the zodiac, then maybe that is confirmation for you. A Time to Give Rather Than Take. New Moon in Virgo. And Mushroom, Magic Connection, Communication. Remember you are connected to others. I think that head looks funny. You have to double take that. I'm not trying to be a pervert, but okay. So we will read the Sea Turtle, Find Your Element, so that we'll start our reading. Put on my readers. Okay. Find your element, Sea Turtle. On the beaches of her birth, Sea Turtle is frustratingly awkward. She paddles for purchase in the slippery sand, which she returns to only lay her eggs. Even this is not a yearly practice. Her homecoming happens only every few years when she can no longer resist the call of her home beach. The rest of the time, she is a creature of water, smoothly swimming great distances and frolicking in the sun-drenched ocean. While birth delivered her to the sandy shore, this ancient creature is most herself when out of that element. Water is her true home, the place where she is quick and graceful and joyous. If you feel uncomfortable in your natal family or place of origin, call on Sea Turtle to help you find your natural element. I love that. I love that because, then you got over here, feel in order to know, right? And what is the message for you? What is the guidance for you for 2025, right? That, let me see. Sometimes I think in order to find what we want, we do have to step outside of our element, try new things. And what a cool thing that a turtle, sometimes, and I can feel this in my life, sometimes I do stuff that I don't want to do, and it's just necessary, right? I just got to I got to take care of this, but it's out of my element. I don't want to do it, but I'm really feeling drawn to do it, right? I'm really feeling that inner push. For a long time, just doing the IndIGo Rabbit videos here, there were weeks I didn't want to do it. And yeah, I felt that inner guidance to go and push through and do it anyway. And I love coming on here and doing it. I don't know why I didn't want to do it. I think it was fear of being judged, right? And I don't want to make this reading about me, but I'm just saying, I had to step outside that. And now I really enjoy it. It's really, you know, part of my routine, my weekly routine, coming on here and doing card reads. So, you know, the sea turtle really stepping outside of her element and trying something new. And what a great thing that she gifts us is more sea turtles, right? Because she goes and lays her eggs and then goes back into the water, and then she's joyous, and, you know. So, and what do I see in this card? There's lots of life in it. It's vibrant, it's popping. Let's see, it even looks like, you know, even behind the sea turtle, like there's kind of like, it kind of looks like the world. This is underwater, but this kind of looks like a world to me right here, right? So, you know, I kind of feel like, you know, this is my whole world. Let's see, and what do we have in there? We have the baby sea turtles, right? And you can see the eggs kind of hatching and being birthed. And there's always a lot too, right? She always has a lot. Let's see, lots of growth here. So the feel in order to know, right? I like, and this is why I feel like it's encouraging you to try something new. And you won't know until you try it. If there's something that's kind of, I'm getting that, if there's something that's been on your agenda that you're like, you know, I really want to try this, that's really out of my element, but I'm gonna give it a shot. Like, you're being encouraged to give it a shot. Go try it. I see this card, and I can't help to think too about the nervous system and the brain, and how sometimes we can hype ourselves up through our brain for our nervous system, and maybe that's unnecessary. Maybe this is kind of too guiding, that we need to step out of our heads a little bit and more into our heart. Very cool. The clear quartz. Quartz is a it's a beautiful stone, right? It really magnifies things. Clear quartz is in our TVs, our phones. It's everywhere. We use it. And so there is the dragon that kind of wraps around, but this is the dragon snake kind of thing. And I know a little bit about it, not a lot, but it is about like a rebirth and cycle, being reborn. And again, you know, I discussed in group 2 about the dragon cycle, you know, which was the year of the dragon was last year, and we're going into the snake. So this could represent, you know, where it's the year of the snake coming up at the end of the month, that will begin the Chinese New Year. Maybe this is something, you know, that's been going on for a while now for you. I'm feeling, you know, this is long. This has been going on for a while. And it looks like too, there's a bow and arrow. I've never noticed this before in this card. There's like a slingshot, like, you know, like something's getting ready to like take off. Which is neat. The clear quartz. The clear quartz is a healing stone. It increases energies. Like, I really feel like maybe there's some something big, right? I just feel like you're getting ready for something big. I'm going to come back to that, I think. The Capricorn with gratitude, you know, just being, you know, maybe there's something that is out of your element that you want in your life, and really, you know, finding that in gratitude, you know, like really giving. All right, did that make sense? It didn't make sense. You know, being thankful for where you're at, being thankful for things around. You're going to attract, you know, new things to you, right? It really kind of opens the door. This is a number 10 for on top of the card, which, you know, is a completion, right? So just being thankful for cycle ending, right? We talked about maybe, you know, something that's been going on for a while, but you're getting ready to kind of like, I feel like move forward. I really feel like move forward. Maybe, you know, we could look at this like, you know, I was out of my element and now I'm in my space, you know, of joy and where I want to be. So that could be, you know, maybe I was out of my element. Maybe you were in that period for a while where you were on the sand, you know, and you were planting your seeds, and now you found your way back. And so there's a completion. Just be grateful for where you're at. Oh, wow. You know, I'm really getting that energy of, I look back, you know, maybe I'm not where I'm at, you know, and I'm feeling a little impatient, but I look back and I'm like, holy smokes, look how far I've come. So That's cool. And this goat actually has a fishtail. So that's interesting. So I'm becoming someone new, right? I'm really feeling that I'm becoming someone new, and really be thankful for that. I'm so thankful for this person. A time to give rather than take. New moon in Virgo. If you wanted to look up when the next new moon in Virgo is, if this resonates with you. And, you know, a time to give rather than take. Really just, you know, what, right? I almost feel like to be at service, right? I'm at that point where I'm wanting to, you know, help others. And then mushroom, magic, connection, communication. Remember, you are connected to others, right? So maybe there's someone in your life, you know, that you can kind of help along on their path and their journey as well, because you found yours. So let's pull some cards from here. What information, what is the guidance for group 3 for 2025? And I'm just going to do 4, not the 5, and 1, 2, 2. Okay, what is the guidance for group 3 for 2025? We got 11, expansion. What is the guidance for group 3 for 2025? Transcending. We got, what is the guidance for group 3 for 2025? Trust. See, there's that trust card. What is the guidance for group 3 for 2025? Reflection. These are all great cards. Let's see, which is interesting that this is 11 in expansion, because over here when I was looking at the mushroom card, it's 29, and 2 plus 9 is 11, and I said, oh, that's 11. So you got kind of like 11, 11. It almost feels like you can make a wish. The expansion, right? It's out of this world. That's what I'm really feeling, is my life has changed so much that it's kind of out of this world, or things are about to change, right? It's that I'm finally in my element. Very cool. You got Atlantis, transcending. This is a very magical card. This is, you know, you got dolphins in here, which they say dolphins are actually like 12th dimensional, you know, beings, you know, and so that's kind of magical. And they're like jumping out of the water. They're almost excited. It's like in a welcoming, you know, and you think about dolphin energy, you can't help but really feel like it's playful, it's magical, it's they're just sweet little, you know, or big, I don't know, they're sweet. Dolphins are sweet, I guess that's how I describe it. And there's like this big bubble around this you know, this castle. This is Atlantis. And you see people on a boat that are just kind of coming in. So I really feel like you're being introduced to something that you just never thought, right? I never thought that this could be possible. And all that great energy that's coming in. And just trust, right? I see, again, the waters are choppy. They've been choppy, but, you know, I'm embarking on new territory. I'm going to trust the flow, because this is where I'm being guided to go, right? I'm being guided to do something that feels a little outside my element, but in that you might find your purpose, right? And I love the last card, which is the reflection. Oh, I'll show you the trust, if I didn't show that. And reflection. And the moon's energy coming down onto the water, and you got that crisp mountain, and it just reminds me of, you know, that was that moment where you kind of just look back and you're like, you know what, I've really come a long way. I really had to, you know, climb that mountain and figure out who I was at, you know, who I was, and I'm really giving gratitude for that. I'm giving gratitude for those moments that I looked back on. I never thought I could make it through. It really made me who I am. And I just love it. It's beautiful, right? And you have the different seasons almost here, you know, with the snow, and then it almost looks like fall underneath. And then, you know, you get the clear water, which could represent like summer. There is a lot of water in the beginning card, in the last few cards, and then the rest are kind of out of this world, which is interesting. But the water really represents to me like emotion, you know, really feeling like, you know, my emotions have been kind of all over the place, in that you're going to start to find calmer waters, right? You're really going to start to find and discover that. Very cool, very cool. The mushrooms, I'm being guided to the roots. I did post a card yesterday about being rooted. And so I think that that's a good reminder for you. Really kind of check your foundations. Where are you at in those, making sure that those are strong and good. And just go, you know, go find what's going to make you happy. And I really feel like that you are being encouraged for that. Let's see. Very cool. Is there anything else? 39, 3, 9, right? What is that? 12, 1, 2, 3. So that's mind, body, spirit for me. 41, 5, 35, 8. Very cool. Very cool. I hope that you enjoyed today's reading. We're at 50 minutes. If you would like to schedule a session with me, I would love to do your card read. Right now I'm working on the year year spread. They're very interesting. It's fun. Let's see. I wanted to mention we have a full moon coming on Monday, January 13th, full moon energy. This is a good full moon to do some reflection, right? To kind of like look back, you know, if you started some New Year's resolutions or whatnot, and kind of like take a peek and see where you're at with that. What's working for you? What's not working for you? If it's not working for you, let's figure something else out. You know what I'm saying? Don't continue to push yourself if that's not your cup of tea. Because, you know, success is, and I think success is on the table for a lot of us, and we just got to start looking at things a little differently, right? Perspective wise. So if you're finding in the middle of the month, you know what, I started my New Year's resolutions, and maybe you haven't even started yet, that's fine too. But if you have, and you're like, you know what, they're just not working for me, cool. Like, now's the time to change it. You know, is your goal still the same? Really sit with those goals. What is it that you want and why? I think when you find the purpose in it, you know, it's easier to maintain, it's easier to go after, you know. Let's see. Yeah, so full moon, and that's the wolf moon, right? Very cold time of year, but a good time for reflection, kind of look at it and release what's no longer serving you. Very cool. I will be back here next Wednesday. I am going to start doing a daily card pull for the collective. I hope that you enjoy those. And as always, much peace, love, and light. Bye.